Another day, another Space Communicator here at IAC. This is the first in a series of 5 where I'll be interviewing space communicators that are active here at IAC and that are contributing to outreach within the space community, but definitely also outside the space community. I'm honored to be here with Antonio Stark.
Oh my God.
Antonio, you are Mr. Space Industry Community Selfie. Introduce us a little bit. What is your background?
I mean, honestly, I'm very proud I got to be known as that. I don't actually consider myself a communicator, but apparently with selfies, it can really make an impact. So I'm really happy about how I'm bringing some communities and friends together. I'm Antonio Stark. I'm currently working for a company called iSpace as a Global Alliance Lead. So my job is all about connecting people and stakeholders together in the space industry. And it's something I love and apparently something that people think I do well.
Well, and that's the thing. You're a space professional who found a way to bring the community together because the selfies, and I'll show you a few here, bringing random people together and give them a reason to introduce themselves to each other. Random people who take a selfie, post them on Instagram immediately.
Yes.
So what's the impact of this? What is behind it? How long have you been doing this?
I mean, I've been doing this ever since I've been at IAC. My first one was in Bremen in 2018, so it's been quite a few years since doing it. It actually came out from an insecurity because I cannot memorize faces or names. So as long as I have people tagged, I can like remember their names and then follow up with them. And I started doing that, and people just started coming in for the selfie because they wanted it more. And then after the selfie's taken, people actually start talking, total strangers, and then like group chats happen, like parties happen, dinners happen. So it's been a really organic way to keep a community growing. I never expected it, and I'm really happy that people just find ways to connect to each other using a selfie.
Well, and that's amazing because your selfies are famous. I mean, nobody takes selfies like you do. Show us how you do it. Show us, just show us.
It's basically like this, like, woo. and honestly, in a crowd, when they see something like that and when they hear noise, I swear there are quite a few people just running over to be in a selfie. I've seen that a few times.
And that's amazing, and that's the effect because everybody recognizes you because you're in all of them.
I really hope people don't recognize me. I just really hope that people recognize each other in the community.
Well,
that's what they're here for.
No, but of course, but you're the central person facilitating that communication. Now, let me ask you another thing, because another thing you did during this IAC and during other events as well, is you create these WhatsApp groups.
Yes.
And these WhatsApp groups, they are now full to the brim, and there are 25 of them. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
That also came up as like, because I tend to be a researcher. I really have an OCD about planning, so I have everything planned out. So whenever people don't know what's happening, where it's happening, they ask me, and I tend to answer the same question. I got tired of it, so I started just making group chats to just tell people, hey, this is what's happening today. Please look at this and don't ask me the questions. And then it just started growing. And I had this going on for IAC, ICC, Space Symposium, and a bunch of other space conferences around like ISDC, etc. that is not as big. And then now it's the first time that it's hit 1,024 people, which is the maximum limit set by WhatsApp. So, and it hit that even though this year I actually have 2. I have one on Telegram and one on WhatsApp. And it just happened. And it's same questions still happen, but honestly, a lot of people just use that group to connect to each other, share their LinkedIn profile, and just go out and have a party. And that's like my favorite part.
And again, that's why many people come to the IAC, is not for necessarily the whole official program. Of course, it's super cool, but they come here to network. And that is what you facilitate in a way that I've seen nobody else do. And the information, I mean, much of the IAC, I mean, between you and me, is about all these receptions happening and all these parties and dinners and all that stuff. And that is what you facilitate, so pretty amazing.
I was actually telling this to someone else, but in my first ever IAC, I was really scared. And I even had this moment where I was like sitting in a toilet kind of crying because I felt so alone. And I didn't know anyone at IAC. And then from then on, and I kind of say this story to a few people, and they say that they also feel the same way, but having the group chat really allows them to just like put themselves out there, introduce themselves, and just realize, I mean, people know everyone-ish, but they don't really track the names and whatnot. But when they see that name on a WhatsApp group, it's just easier to track. And they said it helped them really like get less of that first newbie syndrome. And that's honestly just like, if that works, that's honestly all that's for me. That's enough. That's enough.
That's a heartfelt story.
I mean, I felt so alone. I really wouldn't want other people, anyone to feel that they're alone. This is a very inclusive community, diverse community. If you are here, you're welcome. We want you to have fun. We want you to meet each other. That's really it.
I love your story and I love what's behind it. I love the success of these 25 different WhatsApp groups in different languages and different topics. Just amazing. So keep up the good work, Antonio, because you are a space communicator, whether you like it or not.
It's the community. It's the community. It's the community. I really hope they're coming for the community, not me. I just happen to be the person that just knows people. The community is where the genuine love is. Space is where people really feel. I feel that it's really hard to find people like each other. Like it's just like once we go out back into our real life jobs, no one else really cares about space. No one knows what we do. So this is our safe space, and I'm trying to make sure that it's a bit more inclusive, a bit safer, and like a bit more fun to be in.
That's an amazing message to close off with. Thank you, Antonio. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram and LinkedIn. On Instagram, I'm on handle Antonio F. Stark. My full name is Antonio Fowl Stark. So you can find me on Antonio F. Stark or on LinkedIn by searching my full name.
Excellent. So I'm sure people will do that. If you want to see all these famous Antonio Stark selfies, go to LinkedIn, go to Instagram. You'll find many of them. I'll add a lot to this video as well. And thank you again for introducing a new form of art in service of the community. That's amazing. So thank you very much, Antonio.
Thank you so much. Much love for the community. Keep it happening.